It's okay. I can wait. I'm sure we'll see each other again anyway. It's okay. I can wait. I'm sure we'll see each other again anyway. It's okay. I can wait. I'm sure we'll see each other again anyway. It's okay. I can wait. I'm sure we'll see each other again anyway. It's okay. I can wait. I'm sure we'll see each other again anyway.
Hi, hello.
Look
Hey,
to my coming.
how you
at
doing?
first light
How you
on the
doing
fifth
today, Ed?
day. At dawn.
Freaking,
To the east.
I've already messed up. I've already screwed up. I forgot to put my phone on the thing. And I left myself muted when I didn't mean to. Whoops.
It's okay. I can wait. I'm sure we'll see each other again anyway.
There we go.
Now, I can recreate my old friends perfectly.
Ah. There we go.
I must succeed.
Again,
For everyone's sake.
I was gonna do this yesterday.
I'm
I
not
just
scared
ended up
anymore.
passing out.
How do I look now, Prince? Am I beautiful?
Yes. There we go. Why is it?
I
Okay,
know
damn.
I'll never see them again, but I still miss them. I'm sorry.
Fucking stand, grab the 2. 3 plus that, push F6. Gives me get close to the thing I need to get. Damn it. Oh! Yeah. There we go. Flat stuff. Get in. Boop. Wait. Is that 10? No, that's 8. Damn it. I am hurting for pools. The effects of being a broke bitch. That's weird. Oh.
I will treasure the strength that Ave gave me and use it for good.
Ah, there we go. Oh, shoot, wrong place. Ah, there we go. There you go. Oh, we got it right now.
It's okay. I'm not scared anymore. I must
Or
succeed.
actually, we go over
For
here.
everyone's sake.
This work, there's normally more of those.
I know I'll never see them again, but I still miss them. I'm sorry.
Alright. And that was the weekend. Whoa. Maybe I'll just go.
Shall I swim over the...
All right, let's go.
What? You expect me to go out in this outfit?
Roger. Joining.
All right, let's go.
Oh, wait. Oh,
I
damn.
remember
Wait a minute.
when I first opened my eyes and found myself here. An infinite black void. All that stared back at me was cold seawater and endless bits and bobs from the surface which gluttony had swallowed, as well as a red core.
Oh, man.
At first, I
Gluttony?
used my abilities to try every possible method of escape. I tried shooting bubbles at the core.
Gluttony's actually
I
quite
tried using my
terrifying to think about it.
Kotodama. None of it worked. Gluttony was different than ordinary raptures. It was moving by
Actually, the question
primal
should be,
instinct
is
alone.
gluttony a rapture, or is it just
The
something
result
else?
was that my Kotodama had no effect on it. Gluttony seemed to prioritize its urge to consume above all other instincts. When I'd exhausted all possible means of escape,
Go nom, 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 nom,
I
nom,
started
nom,
to
nom.
become afraid. Was I going to die in this place? Once I was digested, what kind of attack would gluttony unleash on the outside world? What would happen if gluttony found out about the nature of my bubbles? Was I doomed to fail once again? Without achieving anything? It was at that moment that I remembered a promise I'd once made to a few friends. She told me that from now on, our story was no longer one of failure, but a fairy tale. One with a happy ending. I became determined not to give up. My friends were surely out there, trying their best in order to keep that promise
You know, I'm
too.
just gonna say,
I couldn't give up.
kind of,
I had to struggle with
what I
all
just
my
said on
might.
Discord, just kind of like,
In order to keep
oh yeah, no, I'm
myself
somebody who
alive,
say that, sure.
I
That's
had
kind
to
of, that's
create
not,
more bubbles.
me saying
I
something that I don't
expanded the
practice
protective
myself
bubble
often.
around myself in order not to be detected by gluttony's core. I gathered surrounding remnants from the surface and created a space where I could live. I crafted a tree out of bubbles, fabricated a bubble workshop, and built all the places where I lived with you guys. I also made dolls that resembled my friends and launched them up to the surface. I hoped that someday, perhaps my friends would encounter these doppelgangers and come looking for me. I continued making the bubbles and launching them up to the surface. Again and again, I did this. waited for a long time. At times, the loneliness was excruciating. I considered giving up more than once. But even in the deepest depths of my despair, my longing to see my friends trumped all else. I wanted to uphold the promise I made on that day. And so I strengthened my resolve countless times and pushed on. Then you guys came.
There we go.
Swallowed whole by gluttony.
I keep forgetting to like turn my phone on streamer mode for
paradoxically,
YouTube Studio.
I was also ecstatic to finally have company. During my time alone, I had learned how to control my kotodama. And being able to talk, laugh, and live with you all filled me with ineffable joy. That's how much you all mean to me. Your presence here was a gift. I'm so glad I was able to meet you all. I'm not afraid of the end anymore. I'm no longer scared. I'm no longer lonely. So don't blame yourselves. And live well.
Siren! What?
Is it?
Are you awake?
Oh, it is mana. Right away, it's mana.
Nice to meet you. I'm Mana of the MMR squad.
Let me tease you. I can go further. Reload.
Just a moment. I'll clean my glass slippers.
The waves have calmed. Why don't we swim towards the next story?
Eat.
Are you Mori from the incubator squad?
Yes.
I see.
Where am I?
This is Reclamation Site 01. It's the first area on the surface that we've successfully reclaimed. Have you heard of it?
I have, but what am I doing here?
Once we were out of danger, Wardress brought you back here.
Are Mihara and Uni?
They're outside. Would you like to go meet them?
Yes.
Mori.
Mihara. What happened to Gluttony? Where's Siren?
Gluttony left.
No. Is there any way we can follow it? We need to go save Siren!
It's possible for us to track it, but...
Then let's go. We have to hurry before it gets too far.
we can't do that.
What?
We can't go.
Do you hear what you're saying? Don't you want to save Siren?
Of course I do. But tracking Gluttony is impossible.
Why not?
Mori, do you know what kind of rapture Gluttony is?
No, I don't. And I don't care. Besides...
No. This is something you need to know. Siren risked her life to save your own. I can't let you go rushing headlong into danger without knowing anything, even if it is because you want to save her. If you end up throwing your life away recklessly, all of Siren's sacrifices will be in vain. Gluttony appeared during the first Rapture invasion. A Tyrant-class Rapture. After humanity went into the Ark, it rarely showed up. And so the only information we have on it is from old records. It consumed an ICBM intended to destroy the lift. then expelled all that energy back at the launch site and utterly decimated it. From
Sorry
that
about
point
that.
on, humanity stopped using large-scale armaments against Rapture facilities. That's probably
Okay.
why Siren insisted on staying behind.
That
If
explains a
Gluttony
lot.
digests the AA pillar and the energy contained within it, this entire region would be wiped off the map.
Is
Wait,
it really
why
that
not remove
dangerous?
it? Oh,
Yes,
right.
it is. It's a miracle that we were able to get
She was
out of that
probably
thing alive.
Planning on if anything
And here
if not
you
went
are,
wrong,
wanting to rush back towards
maybe-
it.
maybe sending the AA pillar out
Are
too.
you sure you can do that? You're afraid of fighting run-of-the-mill, ordinary raptures. When you stand in front of Gluttony, are you sure you won't lose your nerve? Besides, this isn't a problem which can be solved with willpower alone. Even if you are willing to risk your life, you most likely won't be able to make a dent in that beast. You'd be throwing your life away.
She's right.
I understand that it's a bitter pill to swallow. But there are some things which we are powerless to change. This is one of them. You can't do this, Mori. You must give it up. The best thing for us to do now is rest. In the meantime, we can take our time to mull this over. Let's go,
I'm not stupid. I know that. I know that if I go out there, I'm signing my own death warrant. That I might die without being able to do anything. Especially since we're talking about me. Someone who's afraid of even regular raptures. I realize I'd be powerless against something like Gluttony. You're right. The right thing for a weak Nikke from the incubator squad to do is give up. But I can't. I can't get it out of my head. I can't abandon her. She was the first person who told me she was glad I was alive. Even if I get chewed up, melted into a puddle, whatever it is, I want to go save her. I can't live knowing that she gave up her life for mine. So...
Mori.
Please. Just this once. Could you help me? I know what I did to you is unforgivable. I know how shameless this request is. I'm perfectly aware that I should be asking for forgiveness instead of a favor. So I'll do anything. If you go with me, I will do anything. I put my life entirely in your hands. If you tell me to submit a false report, I'll do it. I will give you anything and everything I have. You give the order, any order, and I'll obey. If you want me to die in your place, I'm willing to do it any time. So please, help me, just this once. I don't have any special skills or connections. All I can do is beg. So here I am, on my knees, begging you to help me chase after Gluttony. Please.
I knew this would happen. Once someone has been shown love, they'll never give up.
Indeed.
Such affection. Such sorrow. I suppose we don't have much choice, do we? If you're that determined, Mori, let's go save Siren.
Mihara.
But we can't rush in without a plan. Before we make our move, we need to find a clue as to how to take down Gluttony. If we don't do that, then this isn't a rescue operation, but a suicide mission. Understand?
I understand.
All right then. Let's go see what we can find out.
I won't forgive anyone who disrupts the ball.
How heavy your burden is.
Next,
I've got this. Reload.
as long as we're together, I will never fall.
So that's why you came to see me?
Yes.
Yep.
We came seeking whatever knowledge you have on gluttony.
I already provided you with all the basic information about gluttony.
Indeed. And we thank you for that.
So what more do you need to know?
Are you aware of there being any way to take it down?
Gluttony, you mean?
Yeah. I figured with you being the way you are, you'd have considered potential ways to eliminate it.
Me? Why would you think that?
When we were swallowed by gluttony, I heard you say to us, "Get away from there immediately." Isn't that because you were in the middle of dropping the AA pillar?
How did you know that?
We saw the AA pillar inside Gluttony's stomach.
The AA pillar is still inside Gluttony?
Yes. In order to prevent that energy from being absorbed, the Nikke who saved our lives is still inside Gluttony. So, in order to rescue her, we need a way to subdue Gluttony, even if it's only momentarily. Is there any way to make that happen?
The fact that you all came back alive after being consumed by Gluttony is surprising enough. Now I'm being told there's still someone inside? Is she a pilgrim?
We're not sure, but most likely, yes.
That at least increases our chances of a successful rescue. We're conducting joint research into this incident, along with the central government. So, I'm not at liberty to act on my own and divulge information.
I see.
What I can do for you is introduce you to someone else who could help. Would that be alright?
Who would that be?
Hello. Since this is my first operation with Wardress, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Shifty, an operator from the Central Government's Intelligence Division. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Shifty.
I'm seeing a few faces that don't belong to Wardress, at least according to the database. Since you mentioned this operation involves a few secret agents, I won't ask any questions.
That's very considerate of you.
Mana briefed me on the situation. You all escaped from inside Gluttony. And now you're planning to track it down in order to rescue the pilgrim that's still inside. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Is there any way we could receive support from the central government?
That would be somewhat difficult. Unless Gluttony poses a direct threat to the central government, they've decided not to actively pursue it.
So you mean they're just leaving it alone?
I figured that's the conclusion they'd reach.
Yep. That sounds like a central
May I
government.
ask why they decided on that course of action?
Probably because they haven't found a way to eliminate it yet.
You think so?
Of course. After it swallowed the AA pillar like it was nothing, we've been at a loss as to how to take it down as well. We haven't come up with any definite way to destroy Gluttony. At least, not at the moment.
We did think of attempting an extermination operation by deploying an elite combat squad from the Ark, the counter squad. However, given that the Ark has recently suffered a large-scale attack, it was decided that reinforcing the Ark's defenses was our top priority. As far as I know, our current strategy is to refrain from proactive engagement.
I see. I suppose that means we don't know of any way to restrain gluttony either.
Siren.
Actually, that's not entirely true. It's far from exact, but...
There's a way?
Well...
We have found a way to damage it. The only thing is that the method is rather extreme, and it requires a big sacrifice. As such, we've designated it as unviable.
When you say sacrifice, what do you mean?
Yeah, what kind of sacrifice?
Someone has to enter through Gluttony's mouth and plant this onto its core.
Are those crystals?
E2 crystals, to be precise, harvested from the crystal region. They have a unique property where they absorb electrical energy upon contact.
And they
They
propagate.
then continue to expand until all energy is depleted. They are dangerous to Nikkes as well as raptures. Unless sealed within glass, like so, it will instantly consume anything it touches.
E2,
we're able to
crystals
plant that onto
propagate
Gluttony's
by absorbing
core.
energy.
Yes,
And as such,
no matter how
they
adept
would
that
be
creature
the
is at absorbing and
ideal counter
discharging
for
energy,
a being
there would
that
be no way for it to counteract a
absorbs-
parasitic organism
absorbs
attached
energy
directly
by
to its own
converting-
core.
converting material
Barring
into
any
power.
unforeseen circumstances, I'm positive this could take it down.
Then what are we waiting for?
Gluttony
Because they
isn't
both
simply going to
absorb
sit
power,
still and let us plant
It just
this on
depends
it.
on which one absorbs power faster,
That's why this method was deemed infeasible.
aka which one
Precisely.
would consume the
There
other
had
one first.
never been a recorded case of
The
anyone
crystals
escaping from gluttony after being
propagate
consumed by it.
Also inside,
But then
as
you
Burp was
guys
hammering.
showed up. You all came shooting back up out of gluttony like some kind of miracle.
But that's all it is. A miraculous fluke, yes, but a fluke nonetheless. If you were to go back inside, the chances of coming out alive are still close to zero. Even with that pilgrim still being inside the beast. If something were to go wrong during your attempted entry, we would have no safeguards in place to respond to such a situation.
Right. If its mouth closes before you're all the way inside, or if the silver liquid touches you, you'd melt instantly.
I'll do it.
This isn't a decision you should make lightly.
I'm not making it lightly. I told you. It doesn't matter what happens to me. I want to save her. So I'll do it.
Mori.
I can do it.
All right.
In that case, there are two remaining uncertainties. A method to lure gluttony, and a way to keep its mouth open and hold it in place. If we can find answers to those two quandaries, it'd go a long way to ensuring the operation is successful.
Oh, you got some of the
A way
chains.
to hold it in place.
You don't have any ideas at all?
No, we haven't come up with a solution for that yet. That's another reason why this operation was never attempted.
I see.
Okay. That should be enough information to go on.
Does that mean...
Yes. Let's go save Siren. Thank you both for your help. We will think of the rest ourselves.
Understood.
See, part of me thinks that if the chains are going to come into play there.
I will eliminate them all.
Don't worry, Prince. I'll keep you safe. Just a moment. I'll clean my glass slippers. I'll cover your dirty headband.
Not quite enough. Why don't we continue for a little while longer?
Eh, eh.
How in the world can we hold gluttony in place?
Mori, I've been thinking.
Yeah?
Remember how you told us you were willing to do anything?
Yes. I'll do anything you tell me to. Just say the word.
Then, could you perhaps lend me your phone for a moment?
Huh? My phone?
Yeah. I need it.
That's it? Why do you make it sound so serious? I was bracing myself for something big.
Sorry. You seemed awfully tense, so I wanted to lighten the mood. Don't you feel a bit more relaxed now?
Yeah, sure. I'm positively stress-free. Anyway, here. What do you need it for anyway? I really don't know anyone who could help us.
There's someone. Someone very powerful.
I know someone like that?
You certainly do. She sent you to us.
Hold on. Are you?
I'm going to contact her. Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay. You don't have to keep asking for my permission. I told you, I'm willing to go through anything and everything. So hurry up and do it.
Thanks, Mori. I'll be right back.
You're not doing it here?
I think I'll need a little privacy for our conversation. Uni, will you stay with Mori for a moment? It won't take long. What's wrong, Uni? Do you not want me to go? I'm sorry, but I really must go. I have something to discuss with this individual. I think they may have a solution to our problem.
You might.
They should know a way for us to keep gluttony momentarily in check. Or, in other words, a perfect way for me to utilize my power. So, please, could you stay with Mori for a moment? I'll be right back.
Are you okay, Uni? Uni?
Oh. Uh-oh. Well, that was weird. It crashed. Why'd it crash? That's never happened before. There's no warmth. By the way, so if I have the chance to do it at some point, I'm going to be maybe tomorrow during the afternoon. If I wake up early enough, streaming Eve Online, see how that turns out. Because I've been playing that on. I was playing that yesterday, a bit today, and a few another. The last 3 days, I've been playing it for the last 3 days. Whenever I have the chance, it's a pretty interesting game. Like, I'm enjoying it. And it's it's a fun play. Regardless of any issues that it might have for my brain that wants me to be in complete control of my ship, but at the same time I'm like, Yeah, but I'm playing the role of a captain instead of a pilot. There you go. Aim big. Let's see what I get. Nope. Whenever I pull on like on the computer, it does not work. Whenever I pull on my phone, I tend to have really good luck. Hilarious. Did I get anything with this? Nope. I still get anything for her. Yeah. So from what I heard is, that's that outfit. It ain't good for it's not good for streaming purposes. Mm. Also, some fun things when it comes to like I was sitting there and I was going, oh, this is pretty cool. I was looking at her her what should we call it? Her advices, which are fascinating. You know, I don't need. This is fine. Ah. See, I can't wait to start actually like focusing on leveling Mihara's equipment up because I only need one piece of equipment to get her a full Masilla set. I only need one piece, and then I got a full set for her. As unlikely as it is that I'll get that. Fuck you. Oh. Hmm. She is the smart one of the two. What I thought. So, why though? Is the objective to try and make a kind of like a pseudo heretic, maybe? Which is dangerous. Uh, uh, say mantis or mantis. Uh, so this is gonna sound like it's gonna sound strange, but I get the feeling that if Siwin learned about this, she probably wouldn't have a great reaction to it. Uh-huh. It's a force of nature. Excuse me. Die. Mm. I don't know. This. So I'm seeing the chains hit down, so they doing things. Heh. All right. I don't know about this. I wonder when they're gonna release this Uni out of NPC jail. Or maybe her next form, I guess. I don't know. Because I wonder, in total, what she can do in her current state. If you're a nerk, you bumped into a wall with your neck. Little Mermaid senses it immediately. Surprised she hasn't collapsed the bubble barrier around the entire place to buy herself some time. Little Mermaid tightly embraces the encased AA pillar. Searing pain courses through Little Mermaid's entire body. At the same time, a bubbling sensation surges from within her. She closes her eyes. How many more times will she be able to open? Desperately embracing the immense energy to keep it from surging, Little Mermaid closes her eyes again. Mihara and Uni track Gluttony down. Meanwhile, Mori follow behind along the way. They encounter a rapture after rapture. Time and time again, they take them down, relocating Gluttony's trail and pressing forward. It is Mori's first true skirmish with a rapture, entirely unlike her previous encounters with them. In the past, she had only caught glimpses of raptures while fleeing with support squad. But this is something else altogether, and altogether more terrifying. It feels as if the raptures could end her life at any moment with a single attack. Her wounds accumulate and wear her down. So many times she wants to collapse, turn, and run away. She wants nothing more than to dig a hole in the ground and hide. But each time Mori thinks of this, she clenches her teeth and think about the two others whom she thinks about Uni's eyes filled with tears and terrified of losing Mihara. Of Mihara, relentless effort, Grantoish, and of Siren, who sacrificed herself in order to save everyone, and is now trapped inside Gluttony, facing her imminent doom. Mori thinks about every word Siren said, every affectionate gesture she had shown her. As if recalling this, Mori rejects her fear. She forces herself up again, forcing her feet to move forward. She tightens her grip on her gun, even though she wants to grab a shovel and run. On and on she runs without any concept of day or night, until finally, it's going way too fast. We're just one step away from the place where Little Mermaid is waiting. Hmm. Yes. Hmm. I trying. Yep. I think we get the original last Siren's sake, but you're a bonus. Yes. Hmm. Yara steps forward again, leaving Uni behind. Oh, what the? Unlock code. The I am the Alpha and Omega, the first and last, the beginning and the end. I'm. Ah. Okay. Mihara curls up, unable to understand the pain. Mana points to a palm-sized black core. Oh, black box. I need to open up paint. All right. Here. Just need to go over here and go. And come over here. What? Uh, the hell? Why? What? Whoa. The flagonish explodes. It begins to engulf Mihara's own core. Countless warning sounds echo in her head. Mihara's movements, senses, and everything slowly become consumed by the fire. Mihara's body begins to glowing even redder. The inside of her core boils to a massive fireball, a volcano on the verge of eruption. As it rages on, her consciousness drifts further and further away. It's then that Mihara realizes. The moment she completely the fu- now, from somewhere she can't see, someone is screaming. A familiar voice cries out in agony. It screams, imploring her not to leave her behind again. Who is it? Who's calling me? Yuni and Mihara lock eyes. Yuni's eyes tremble with fear, terrified of losing Mihara once again. Her eyes beg Mihara to keep her promise. Mihara can't let those eyes be filled with despair again. Mihara bites down on her own cheek. Harder. The sharp pain in her mouth pulls Mihara back to life. Have coffee. But I'm out of the water. I mean, 1 second. Light begins to radiate from Mihara's body. A purpose light, dark enough almost to be black, burst forth from Mihara's core, and chain-like patterns of the same color spread all over her body. Mihara recognizes the changes in her body. She now realizes how to awaken the sensation contained within all living things, no matter how much longer her target is, or no matter how overwhelmingly powerful they are, or how much pain they can endure. None of it matters anymore, so long as her foes are alive and connected to her via the chains on her body. Ah! She knows that she can now feel their pain as well. She can endure any amount of suffering they inflict upon her. Of that she is certain. With the clinking sound of chains, the patterns on her body fade and then disappear into her skin. Mihara lifts the pendulum attached to the end of her whip. But Mihara looks at Uni and Mori, who are watching her anxiously. Uh, oh boy! Mhm. Mihara swings her whip towards Gluttony. Sending Sensing the threat, Gluttony attempts to retreat downwards. Mihara lunges forward, striking at Gluttony with the pendulum. Gluttony twists its body and blocks the blade with its teeth. Mihara steps back and swings the pendulum towards Gluttony once more. Gluttony extends its tentacles towards Mihara. Uni grabs the tentacles. Gluttony's tentacles writhe as if trying to escape from Uni's grip. but she clenches the squirming bundle of feelers tightly and refuses to let go. With a thundering roar, a shower of splinters burst from Gluttony's body. Mori fires her weapon at the shards, hurtling towards Mihara and Uni. Some fragments that weren't able to be shot down fall to the ground. Mihara tightens her grip on her whip and charges forward. Mihara dodges the gaping maw attempting to swallow her, and drives the pendulum into Gluttony. Dark purple chain-like patterns begin to etch themselves into Gluttony's body, accompanied by a cold metallic sound. At the same time, similar patterns appear on Mihara's body. The chain patterns engraved on Gluttony and Mihara's body glow in lambent purple. I'm guessing that's because it's the color. That's her color. Hang on, I'm actually gonna look that up real quick. I'm actually kind of curious. What is lambent? Also, I'm gonna. Ah! Lambent purple. And that is lambent purple. Okay. Go back to this. And the sound of chains tightening fills the air. Mihara opens wide. Crunch. And bites down on the inside of her mouth. Try harder. Gluttony convulses as if in unbearable pain. Gluttony trembles violently, its teeth clattering from the agony. Uni lets go of the tentacles and quickly dashes forward. She pries open the struggling gluttony's mouth and forces her body inside, while bearing the weight of its descending fangs. She keeps its jaw forcibly open. Gluttony continues to spasm in pain. Uni uses every ounce of her strength to keep the creature's mouth open, as the crushing weight of the razor-sharp teeth bears down on her. Mori looks at Uni, who seems to be calling to her. Uni and Mori lock eyes. Mori looks ahead towards the black chasm that is Gluttony's gaping maw. Meanwhile, Uni desperately continues to keep the jaws open. Oops. Mori hurtles herself towards the creature's mouth, and the black abyss slowly draws closer to her. Suddenly, something falls at her feet. A compass and a map that guide the way to the Ark. A first aid kit to heal her wounds. A chocolate bar to keep her hunger at bay. A field shovel that has saved her skin more than once at critical moments. Everything that has kept her alive until now falls to the ground. And the reality she had been determined to avoid comes rushing at her head on. Along with it, the fear of death comes crashing in. Somewhere deep inside her, a voice screams for her to stop. A part of her wants to stop right there and cry out that she can't do this. This is clearly insane. Like a suicide mission. What if Siren is already dead? What if she never realizes Mori is coming to save her? What if there's still even the tiniest bit of silver liquid left in Gluttony's throat? Or if Uni can't hold on any longer and the mouth closes? What if Bihara collapses and can no longer restrain Gluttony? She'll die. She'll die in the most excruciating way. The life she has fought so hard to hold on to will crumble away in an instant. Just like how that shovel fell to the ground, so will she go plummeting into death's cold embrace. Even so, she has to run. She must. There are people out there who have risked their lives for her. It's time for her to repay the affection she has been given. She's here to save the person who reached out and gave her a reason to live. She has to go to her. Mori ignores the fallen remnants of her life, summons her strength. She pushes off the ground with all her might. She sends herself hurtling forward, hurtling towards the lifeless abyss. Uh, ah. I'm gonna have to get used to that if I'm gonna be reading more often in these games. Boom. There was a massive tremor, and the Crimson Sea begins to surge violently. Little Mermaid lifts her head and gazes above. Little Mermaid closes her eyes and focuses on the sounds Gluttony is making. Deep Deep vibrations reverberate throughout Gluttony's body as it tries to move. Meanwhile, all the liquid inside it churns violently. Little Mermaid focuses even more, listening intent to the noises coming from outside. Crunch! The sound of something being pierced into Gluttony's body. Keep crying, bitch! The agonizing cries of Gluttony as it writhes in pain. The sounds of something blocking Gluttony's mouth. Pitter patter. The sounds of footsteps. Little Mermaid looks up. Through the gap of Gluttony's mouth, light pours in. And with that light, Mori is there. Little Mermaid frantically raises her hand. The bubble stretches from Little Mermaid's fingertips and wraps around Mori. Shortly after, the bubble lands on the tree. Mori hurriedly digs through her belongings. Clatter. Inside the glass bottle, the E2 crystals and battery remain intact. Mori grabs Little Mermaid's arm. Oh, you might burn, but yeah. 10 to 15 minutes by just simply getting to Siren, probably. Mori holds out the glass bottle and shows it to Little Mermaid. Yup. Little Mermaid takes the glass bottle from Mori. Batter. Why? Mori stares straight at Little Mermaid with tear-filled eyes. To be fair, they're scoring victories. They're scoring victories in kind of uh I want to say dunking on Gluttony right now, on the outside, but yeah. Mori extends her hand towards Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid looks at Mori's outstretched hand, and then into her eyes, which stare straight back at her. They're the eyes of someone who truly believes in her. Eyes filled with unwavering faith. Eyes that seem utterly unbreakable. In those eyes, Little Mermaid can see herself, Mori's goddess of victory. Finally, something dawns on Little Mermaid. She recalls how so many years ago her friend had offered her hand in front of the lift, and the vow they made that day. Did we step into the lift that day expecting to succeed? No. We never tried to predict our success. Instead, we simply carried out our mission, which was to rewrite our story. To reach a happy ending. We risk our lives to become the goddesses of victory who will never fail again. Little Mermaid looks again at the hand extended towards her. Every time she wavered and wanted to run away, in her friend's unshakable faith guiding her. And now, once more, that hand is reaching out to her. Fuck. Little Mermaid grabs Mori's hand. Damn, man. This event is insane. Oh, fuck. So, something I've noticed over time is uh the initial story is very dark and grim. Like fighting the odds the entire time, the player the and the squad around, like squad, the counters, uh they the events surrounding them were very dark and kind of like living day by day, trying their best not to get got. And it's quite it's quite the journey to go from that to this, where it's becoming more exciting, more how do I put it? Exciting and action packed, and a lot less. We're surviving by the skin of our teeth, and we're starting to get into we're taking on bigger and bigger threats. Heh. Uni's arms, which have been holding Gluttony's mouth open, begin to creak. Uni nods her head. Uni shakes her head. I mean, considering the bite force that thing probably has, that is insane strength. But she can't let it go, because the moment she does, 2 lives will be in danger. Uni suddenly feels as if the weight pressing down on her is that of 2 lives. And then she remembers the way she frivolously threw words around when taking countless lives. The redemption story, man. If she were to bear the weight of all those lives lost to her thoughtless words back then, just how heavy would it be? In that instant, Uni feels the unbearable weight of her sins. She now realizes the full weight of that promise she made then. The promise that she would do anything. The greater her realization, the greater the weight of her sins upon her shoulders. It crushes her, suffocates her. Uni looks at Mihara. Ah! Oh man. Freaking. Hmm. Ugh. From inside Gluttony's mouth, 2 small bubbles pop out. The 2 tiny bubbles float towards Uni and Mihara's ears and whisper. Mihara quickly pulls out the pendulum and retreats along with Uni. Just as they've made their escape. Boom! A massive water bubble shoots out of Gluttony's mouth. The bubble plunges into the ocean, and then, as Mihara pulls Uni down, silver liquid pours down from the sky. Mihara opens her eyes. A massive purple bubble spreads out above Uni and Mihara like an umbrella, shielding them from the silver rain. At the center stands Little Mermaid and Mori. A few minutes earlier. The bubble. Everybody looks at the bubble gun in her hands. Whew. Ambitious, isn't she? You won't. Mori positions herself under the bubble tree, where she has the clearest view of Gluttony's core. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be reading. Little Mermaid closes her eyes and gives a command to every bubble in the surrounding area. With a powerful tremor, the space encased in bubbles begins to float. Mori locks her eyes onto Gluttony's floating red core. Oh, fuck. Why? She pulls the trigger. Bang! The bullet ejects from the bubble gun, pierces through the bubble wall, and heads straight for Gluttony's core. Sweet. The formerly paralyzed Gluttony starts to slowly lurch about. Little Mermaid points to Gluttony's mouth. Inside its gaping maw, countless crystals continuously form and dissolve into the silver liquid. Littler, littler. I got a screenshot. Let me select this. There was an even little mermaid. LOL. Come on. Twitter's sucking ass right now. Not let me post what I want to post. Yeah. Little Mermaid is surrounded by friends who risk their lives to save her. Friends who are unbreakable. Yee. Here we go. It died. No, no, you're not. Gluttony roars at the ground. Like an AA pillar? She's gonna chuck the AA pillar in there, isn't she? Treat. And lodges the pendulum firmly into its body. Gluttony spews silver liquid into the air. As Little Mermaid whispers, an array of bubbles expand and shield the group. Yeah. Chain patterns appear on Mihara and Gluttony's body and begin to glow. Mihara bites down on the inside of her cheek. For a brief moment, Gluttony freezes, as if unable to withstand the pain. As Little Mermaid stretches her arms, bubbles brimming with the AA pillar's energy bloom in the air. Mihara yanks out the pendulum. In a desperate fit, Gluttony opens its mouth wide and lunges toward Little Mermaid, its colossal body scraping against the ground. Yep. Treat. Little Mermaid swings her hand, and the bubbles all fly towards Gluttony's core. The silver liquid within the bubbles seeps into the Gluttony's core. Then, the E2 crystals absorb the energy surging from the core, causing them to rapidly expand. At last, Gluttony's core shatters. And we have a new problem on our hands, probably. Gluttony collapses to the ground. The crystals that filled its mouth shatter as well. The underground vibrations grow fainter. Ah. Ooh. Mori collapses to the ground. Uni also collapses. Little Mermaid looks up at the sky. Instead of the familiar underwater scenery, our real sky comes into view. Beyond the horizon, the sun slowly ascends, bathing the surroundings in a golden light. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, yeah. Tears flow from Little Mermaid's eyes. Okay. So many adorable freaking illustrations here, man. I guess those are CGs. These are not illustrations. My bad. There we go. Mm-hmm. For the dazzling golden sunrise, a flustered little mermaid consoles Mori, who is wiping away tears. Meanwhile, Uni simply gazes at the moving scene before her. My heart, man. Ah, ah, ah. It's like it's such like a weird feeling because it's like, ah, it's like having like your it's a it oh sweet. What was that other thing I just grabbed anyway? It like it's I get the feeling we're gonna have. Ah, it's like I part of me I get the feeling that we're just gonna end up by the time that the next time that we're gonna see one of the Lost Tales or Old Tales characters is going to be uh freaking 3.0, the third anniversary. Yeah, that's what I get the feeling of. Oh man. What's blinking? Ah, this blinking. I'll do that in a little bit. Or later. I don't care. Play. Still have to do. Okay. I saw quite a bit of stuff to do with that. Oh. 359. Oh man. We're going for 2 hours 24 minutes. Uh, that changed it very little. Yeah. So I'm about 11, 11K away from being able to do more story stuff and not struggle. No, I don't need Indianapolis right now. Oh yeah, I gotta check. All right, and Mori. There we go. All right, give me these. Yeah, forget. I'm perfectly honest. Like that ending cinematic was so beautiful. Like it's nice when things don't like suck. Or essentially put me to a state of just not wanting to do things. Because like I still just want to go do more shit. Gold mileage ticket out. That's expansion. I didn't even notice I had those. I guess I'm gonna do a little more campaign stuff. Yeah, bad fish. I think her blood pressure went up. Have you detected any activity from grave? A moment later. Did something happen? Yeah. I still want to hear it. Hmm. Uh, hmm. I'm I'm just gonna call it here. My body's kind of dying right now, and I'm gonna find someone to raid real quick. All right, raid. Mm, hmm, hang on, hang on. Mm, oh shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna check. Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna raid this person.